Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer, and we are of course returning to our Mongolia Let's Play of Hearts of Iron for Kaiserreich. So, Mongolia has grown very nicely, so we started from very humble beginnings and we've taken all of this territory down here in our last war, which was honestly hanging a little bit in the air, I would say, but ultimately we did prevail and we did conquer the little click down here. I don't even remember its name. I think it was the Markleek. Indeed it was. Right, so we've all of this new territory, so let's see what we can do next and how we can integrate that. So first things first, we do have a whooping 4 factories now, up from 3, so that's pretty brilliant. Let's allocate that to infantry equipment, although I do think we see that overall we are much shorter on infantry equipment than we are on artillery pieces. So you know what, actually I do think in terms of production what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the production of artillery. We're going to allocate that to infantry equipment. So that's going to be nice. It's going to produce a couple of these things per day. That's still about 150 days or so. So half a year or so that we are short of equipment there. So that will need to be built up over time. It might almost make some sense to buy some resources, but honestly I don't think so. We'd be paying how many civilian factories have we got? 3. And at this rate it's going to be in over a year to build a military factory, so this is going to take a while. We can modify our government. Before we do that, let's look at the decisions that are available. And I think one that is very nice over here is the Pan-Mongolian claims. That does give us claims on a lot of territory, so let's actually do this. Let's also deal with the click of the fate of the Markleek. Let's wait for that until this here has finished. I think that would take a while. Would it not? Come on. Do give me a tooltip. Oh well, honestly I do not know. Right, we can integrate a province here, which I suppose doesn't make sense, does it? Orders claim lost by... Okay, let's actually check this here in a little bit more detail. Effects when removed. Claim lost by Mongolia. Lost by Mongolia. Is a core of Mongolia. Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah, let's actually do this. That should make sense. I think we don't really have the enough army experience to take this decision down here. This one we'll have to take, but it's going to wait. Let's going to wait a while over here, because I do think... Yeah, well, this would take a while here, so you know what? We can take this one here immediately. And we are going to, of course, occupy them. So we're going to keep them. That does reduce our base stability and war stuff a little bit. Also getting rid of some of our political power, unfortunately. But, you know, there's not that much that we can do. And let's actually wait here for a second. We have research concentrated industry. Very nice. But I do think overall it might make more sense to go for better weapons or indeed better land doctrine. Are we still... Do we have the negative modifier for that? I don't think we do. Muslim militarism. No. Other than that, though, we do not have any effect here. So, honestly, we might actually start to research land doctrine again. A delay here, it's going to be okay. So let's do that actually. 200 days, that's a lot of time, but it's going to be alright. Army number 2 here. I think these infantry divisions. You know what? Let's actually disband these guys. Reason for that is, of course, that does free up some of the infantry equipment, and we now have a little bit of that. So that is nice. That does allow us to train up at least a cavalry division here, and we're of course all about cavalry, so that should hopefully be nice. And you guys do train up a little bit because you are lit. You know what? Before we do that, what we could actually do is grab a couple of you guys. You basically all of the very experienced ones, and you might be changed to the version here with artillery, and that does allow us to gain or use our total artillery, and you know what, that's fine. And since it's on, can I select all of you please? Yes, so let's do that for all of these guys. Does of course cost us a little bit. Oh, Japanese democracy survives, interesting. It does cost us of course a little bit in terms of artillery, but you know what, that's fine. These guys will be doing much better, and they are training up now, so that does also give us a little bit of army experience, and that's fine. Now, onto these claims that we've got. So we've got a couple of claims, I think over here, yes, Mongolia. Not over there, not over there, not over there, over here. So some of these territories here in the Soviet Republic. We're not going to be that suicidal. The Soviet Republic probably has how many units? 150 or so. We guess we do have a whooping 10, so honestly, no, that's a big no-no. I think there's some territory over here. And honestly, this would be extremely nice because this has nearly 1 million inhabitants over here and at least 2 factories or something like that. Right now, we do have... How much population have we got? 3.6 million. So that would give us a boost of a quarter or so. That would be nice. The other territory though, no. Over here 1.5 million, that would be great too. But nothing much else over here. Now, the Fingusian government, I still think you're a little bit too much for us. 15 divisions, again, we are very weak coming out of this war. These guys are probably a little bit better. They do actually have aircraft, we do not. These guys are even stronger, so basically that's a no-no. But we are going to watch the civil war here in China very closely and see whether there's going to be some opportunity. However, let's look over here. So, the Kumal Khanate, we've got a claim on this province, and we've got a claim on this province here. So, I think this might be a very nice opportunity to leech out at some of these guys and maybe take them out. They are currently at war against each other. So I think this would actually be a super nice opportunity to maybe attack these guys and join in the fray and maybe steal a little bit of their territory. Maybe Kamul over here, which is mountainous. Interesting. Or this desert area over here. I think both of these would be fabulous choices for us to take. I think this one will be a little bit easier, so you know what, let's do this. Let's grab you guys. Let's make sure you understand that your order is going to be to attack over here so that you're building up some experience, and that's fine. And you know what, you guys might as well stay over here against these guys and at least do prepare something, even though I don't think you will be doing anything over there. Right, are you going there? Yes, you are, and then you will be training over there. That's nice and lovely. So of course we can't just declare war against them, we do actually need to justify the war goal, and I think this will probably be cheaper than anything else. Yes, it will be, and it's going to not take that long, 105 days. That's nice and dandy. Good. Let's keep an eye on the stuff over here, logistics. This should be done relatively soon, so that's not going to take 105 days or so. So yeah, I think we'll be alright over there. I suppose what we could do is we could actually... Oh, Peru declaring war on Ecuador. That doesn't matter to us at all whatsoever, not the slightest bit. This one does over here though, so that's nice to see. So let's actually check on the national focus. Cavalry attack, cavalry defense, that I think is brilliant. Western weapons, we don't really need that. We don't need the civilian factories right now, although it would be nice of course. Military factory would be great. Cavalry attack and defense would be great. Propaganda in the city, don't really need the political power, I think. Cavalry attack, cavalry defense, planning speed, good stuff. For the Legion's war support, base stability, all of these things would be really nice to get. We do need a new Russia policy, and that does result in one or the other benefit. Most importantly, another research slot. Gain base stability, that would be great. 2%, it's not that important, but might still be nice. Nomadic recruitment for more recruitable population but less stability. Or tribal recruitment for even more of the same. I don't think that's really good for us. I do think the officers school would be very nice though. So yeah, let's go for this. Start over here. 35 days, that's also nice and easy. And shouldn't be taking too long. Right. Can you get rid of this? Go on. Don't want it. There we go. Right, so our units are in position. It's going to take a long while until they are ready, but that's going to be okay. You are gaining some experience. It's going to be a lot that we need until we can finally take the important decision. Osensky writes, Beast Man and God, the former captive officer, has written a book immortalizing Baron Ungern. The book is mostly mythological and contained the superstitious claim that Unger's brother, who allegedly died in the Russian Civil War, haunts his enemy and former friends. Despite the candor, Baron Ungern is concerned for the mental well-being of his Polish commander. The years of steppe life and his inability to return home is reflected in the book, which takes a fantastic approach to the future of Mongolia. Well, that's okay. Honestly, for the political power, that is something nice. Do we need anything over here? Well, we definitely do not need a chief of the Navy or Air Force, in fact. So I think that's going to be alright. Can we do with better mobilization, partial mobilization maybe? Of course, would reduce consumer factories, would allow us to build a little bit faster our military factories, so it might not take a year, but slightly less. If that's important, then, well, I don't know. No, honestly, I don't think so. This one here would be slightly better, I think, over time. Yeah, indeed, it would be. But, since we're not researching that right now, I think we can hold off that for now. And so let's actually get rid of this and this. Fourth Balkan War. Let's take a look over here in Europe. Panama was it next, okay. So we still got the Spanish Civil War going on. Other than that, Europe seems to be relatively quiet. Except, of course, the Civil War, or the Balkan War down there. America, so far... Did you actually enter the Civil War? Yes, you most definitely did. So, and I think the Ottomans just entered the war there with Bulgaria. Interesting choice. American Civil War, so the Union States have been pretty much squeezed out, but all of the other ones seem to be doing relatively fine. Oh, sorry, the United States of America were squeezed out there. Right, we don't need... I think the railway decision factory, civilian factory would be nice, but honestly it's not that critical. So, yeah, let's actually go for the officers' school over here. I think that's going to be alright. 56 days, it's also not too bad. Right, other than that, I think there was a war down there. Okay. Romania declaring war on Bulgaria, so they are all joining in. Portugal ending their hostilities, interesting. So, indeed, let's have a look over here. So, Bulgaria seems to be squeezed in from all sides there. And that is, Transamur. That is a little bit more concerning for us, because, at my answer, Princely Federation down there, okay. Yeah, so... Soviet Republic, what did you just declare war on? Resource, infrastructure, damn it. Ooh, Transamur down there in the very far east. Are you in any way being protected by Japan? You are. Oh, well, that's interesting. That is super interesting. Triple A, because these guys are also here, heavily protected by Japan, and it might be nice to, at some point, attack them. War propaganda against the Soviet Republic. Honestly, we are not that suicidal, so I don't think that is something that we'd want to do. Yeah, we are gaining some cores there, that's good, but not critical really. Do have some points over here, so can we actually promote you or anything? No, it doesn't look like it. Well, too bad. How about you? Guerrilla Fighter, Fortress Buster. Don't you... you're Cavalry Officer, okay, that's alright. How about you? You've basically nothing. You've got Infantry Officer, well that's okay. And you've got extremely well-trained militias. Alright, okay, so East Turkestan has won. That's unfortunate, because now we need to do this again. But I suppose we can do this here. Should be okay. Let's see whether they are going to splinter into different factions and whether we need to do it all again. But yeah, so far I think it's okay. How are you guys doing? You're all relatively well trained up. How are we looking in terms of equipment? Logistics? Oh, we do have some reserves. That's nice. Are we training someone? Yes, we are. And you know what? Let's add a unit here. A little bit shy now on infantry equipment, but we are producing a lot, so that's good. And yeah, the fact that you're training up does increase our army experience, and again, we would love to have that due to this here, continue army reform. As long as we do not have this, I think it does say somewhere that we have division defense is low. It's not the worst, but it's not that great either. Right, industry. Yeah, I think we can continue our industry thing down here. We do have a nice research bonus there, so that's okay. And you know what? In that case, we might as well go for the generic industrial concern. Isn't that lovely? But that's going to give us a little bit more research speed, and that's fine. And we do have Research bonus for land doctrine, slightly more army experience, so we're getting closer to that goal. And we are getting additional slots, so that's nice as well. Could do with more. Radio would be a very lovely technology indeed. Infantry, weapons, all of these are not that important, I feel, though. A military factory, another military factory would be great. Would be fantastic, actually. Honestly, I think it's probably the best idea to go for the military factory there. We might also soon want to research additional infantry equipment things. So we might actually want to go for that. Weapon development? Well, we can't really get that though. Well, not until we do this. Okay, you know what? Let's do this here right away, and I think that's great. Oh, more and more rebellions. Quartermaster Vlad Rurik deserts army. Quartermaster Vladimir, brother of famous painter and orientalist Nerik Rurik, has suddenly deserted his post and taken a hold of valuables with him. That's not great. Vladimir was always a rebellious sort, which is initially why Ungern allowed him into his division. Now Ungern has put a warrant out for his arrest. It is suspected that Vladimir had received help in leaving from the underground MAN, that's the socialist members. It's unknown where he'll head to. Not good, not good. Well, but we do have enough political power, so that's gonna be okay. What is the Ottoman Empire up to these days? Are you at war? Yeah, you're at war against pretty much everyone. Bulgaria, though, you're not supported by the other guys, except indirectly, because these guys here are definitively under threat. Bulgaria holding out pretty nicely, though, even it's at like 1, 2, 3, 4 enemies on all sides. I did take the area of Thessaloniki very early on. I think that was a good win for them there. Peru did annex Ecuador. American Civil War going on. Soviet Republic has joined the Third International. That is a very bad development for us. So we'll have to see about that. Missing equipment production. Probably an artillery piece broke during training or something, I imagine. Can we declare war against you? No, we cannot. We are doing that still. Okay. Right. Other than that, how is China looking? Are you guys all at peace? No, you're not. Okay, there's some fighting down there. Between you two guys. Not something that we really can profit off. This is too far away from us. So, no immediate win over there, unfortunately. How's our cavalry doing? You're pretty well trained up by now. Well, well, well. Gazu has declared war as well, so you guys are joining in here. It's nice to see this expanding, although these guys are seeming to struggle anyway, so not quite sure how useful that is going to be. Lots of stuff happening all over the world. We're going to be a little bit ignorant about that. We're going to focus on our immediate surroundings. The big thing is that the Soviets have joined up with the Third International. And are you actually at war now? Yes, you are. So all of you guys are at war against Japan. And here we go. You guys have just escalated things, I think. Yes, indeed. Oh, interestingly enough, there's someone in between you. And interestingly enough, you're fighting Tibet, which is one of our allies. Well, not allies, not formal allies, but sort of indirectly these guys are. We do have very good relations. Oh, by the way, we did get the bonus here, so that that is something that we should use. Our Field Marshal, Roman von Ungern himself. You're aggressive assaulter. Offensive doctrine wouldn't be bad. Defensive doctrine, I don't think so. Organization first. Recovery rate is nice, but you know what? We are going to be offensive over here. We are going to be pushing this aggressively. How about you, my friend? Why didn't you get a bonus? I thought you'd be getting one. Is it only our field marshals? Do we even have that many field marshals? We do not. Huh. So it's only a single bonus that we got there. Not quite as much as I hoped, honestly. Fall of Washington. Federal collapse. Indeed, it does. Fall of Denver. Oh my, a lot of things are happening over there in the US. Let's take a brief look at that. So Washington has fallen to the Reds, interesting, and the American Union State has pretty much taken over the United States of America. So yeah, it is a three-way war over there. Let's go for the military factories and maybe into weapons development, I think. Yeah, that does seem to make sense to me. Right, there we go. And we have now finalized our justification of war, which means you guys need to stop training. Also, you need to gain some organization. It is January, so this area is relatively cold, I would presume. That's a lot of divisions over here, and they are forming a relatively coherent front against us. And by relatively, I mean completely. Right, so how many guys do you have? More than us. Well, that's not ideal. Would we be able to fight them, and if so, how? Doesn't seem to be any quick win. I mean, we need to break through somewhere, basically encircle them, or we are luring them in. That might actually be the better choice there. So, you know what, you guys, I'm going to get a new order here. You're going to get a fallback line over here. I think that's perfectly fine and acceptable. Let's get you guys over there. And let's actually get rid of this here. It's okay. Right. And then I suppose... do you have some deserts over here? Desert, desert, desert. Desert. Cutting in over here would be, I think, the best choice. These guys are relatively inexperienced. Okay, so let's actually select like half of you guys and give you a new order, which is going to be to advance from over here, let's say, from both of these provinces, towards the spearhead, move towards over here. That should be okay. And then you guys are of course going to be tasked to do the same thing over here. So basically from here, that's you, towards over here. Basically the reverse thing. I think that's alright. So let's try to do that. And why are you moving normally? You shouldn't. Let's get you over here. Are you moving up north? Yeah, you are. You can take what little we have in terms of railroads. He's found, kidnapped. Ooh, interesting. He's found by our agents in Xinjiang, where he was running an agricultural commune called the Tree Artel Commune. This commune had used stolen funds from Ungern to feed the homeless and destitute. Where we can't recover our assets, we have ensured that he is no longer able to carry out his idealistic work. What does it say, kidnap? Huh, interesting. Not sure why it did say kidnap there. Right, there are some guys over there. You guys are moving. You aren't responding to our different setup over here. I do wonder whether that will be successful, to just try to break through these relatively weak lines and take them out over there. Modify government, anything that we want to do in particular? Well, only weapons manufacturer does make some sense to me, but it's going to take a while till we can really use that. Delay. That's nice, but I don't think it does apply to cavalry. Is anything going to apply to cavalry for a while there? Mobile infantry? Yes, of course. No, we're not going to outlaw cavalry. That'd be crazy. Well, okay, you know what, guys? I think we are going to kick off this war over here and see whether we can encircle at least a proportion of the army and thereby maybe be able to take them out. We're going to have to see whether that is truly going to work out. You know what? Actually, I think what we do need to do there in that regard is we're going to take these guys here, form a new fallback line over here, where these two guys will be situated, and likewise over here we are going to follow a fallback line there, where you will be, and that's going to be alright, so that you can actually form a defensive line there and sort of anchor our positions while the cavalry runs in, tries to overtake these guys here, on the flanks and then tries to take them out sooner rather than later. Right, how much time do you actually need for your preparations? That's going to be about 20 days or so. No, not even. 10 days. Let's call that 10 days. We could, of course, accelerate that staff office plan. You know what? This is so minimal that we're going to buy that immediately. Can't do anything for you, really. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, does look fine to me. So, you know, probably you guys are going to be ready just like immediately. Yes, indeed. Like 2 or 3 days. It's equipment production. That's probably tank artillery again, isn't it? Yeah. Well, we do have more than enough artillery. Let's train up one more division over here. I think we'll be taking some casualties soon, but I would like to gain some benefits over here over time. And indeed, reinforcements should take a slightly higher priority, so that's going to be okay. Good. That being said, I think now is a very good place to put in a card and see whether we are going to win next time around. Thank you very much for watching, guys. See you then. Bye bye.